Hey, I had some people ask after my last video, what do you normally bring on an overnight backpacking trip? So I still have yet to unpack my bag from my last adventure, so I figured I'd just show you what I brought out with me. It's a pretty basic loadout, fairly easy to do, and something that you can scale from just a day hike all the way up to about 72 hours, depending on how much food you want to bring. So I'm going to go through each individual piece that I bring with me. Start off with the pack. Me, just like an overnight, 2-day, 3-day thing, I'll just bring a 40 liter pack. It's not too bulky. You can fit everything you need in here. Plus having a smaller pack forces you to be light and conserve space. The next thing I pack is the tent. Exposure will be the first thing that kills you out there. If you get caught in, freak rainstorm, you get dunked in a river, whatever. If you aren't able to set up shelter pretty quick, the elements are going to kill you. Get out of the wind, get out of the rain, and get warm. So I pack this first, and I keep it on the outside of my pack. Next thing on the list, sleeping bag. Got a 35-degree bag. It's stuffed into a sleeping sack just to get it all pressed down. So if you can get out of the rain, that's great. But if you can't dry off and get warm quickly, hypothermia is going to take you in the night. So take this, shove it all the way in the bottom of my bag. Continuing the theme of mitigating exposure, here I've got my inflatable mattress. The reason I make this a priority as well is you can set up your tent and get in your sleeping bag, but the quickest way that you're going to lose body heat is through exposure to the ground. So having a thick inflatable mat, not going to take up a ton of space in your pack, but will keep you warmer than anything else you'll bring with you. Next thing on the list is going to be making sure that we have water. Many of you guys may be thinking immediately of dehydration, but on the East Coast of the United States, finding water generally isn't going to be the issue. It's making sure you have clean water. So for me, I always make sure that before I pack any sort of storage, I bring a filter. I bring this LifeStraw soft water bottle. It has the filter built into it. So no matter where I am, I can just scoop out of a stream, lake, and drink straight from the bottle. Additionally, you can use it as a filter, fill this up, and squeeze it into a larger reservoir. So next order of business is going to be storing the water that you have. For me, I don't overthink it. I just bring a 3-liter Camelback bladder, super reliable, very effective. Okay, so next thing on our list is going to be food. Before I even start worrying about, how many calories I'm gonna bring, what kind of macronutrients I'm gonna have, I'm worried about storage. In the woods, there's bears, raccoons, critters. Everyone's trying to get a bite of the nice processed food that you're bringing out with you. And in order to keep them away from your stash of food, and ideally not digging through your bag, I make sure that I keep all my food throughout the entirety of my trip in its own designated food bag. So for me, it's this beat up old green Sea to Summit waterproof bag, and everything I put is gonna be in here. Out in the backcountry, you wanna be properly hanging your food from trees in order to make sure that bears in particular can't get into it. So before I even start thinking about what kind of food I'm bringing with me, I take about 30 feet of 550 cord and I just throw it in my bag. That way I know no matter what, I have the ability to keep my food from whatever animals are trying to eat it. So next thing, before we even think about what food we're gonna bring, we have to know what we're going to cook it with. For me, I've always been partial to Jetboil. Super quick, super easy to use, and it bonuses as being an emergency water purifier because you can boil your water with it. Some people try to save space and not bring any sort of stovetop. I always bring it just so I have the advantage of being able to look forward to a warm meal after a long day, and I know that I can always purify my water with it. The Jetboil is fairly bulky, so what I'll generally do to save space is place it in one of the pockets on the outside. Now we can finally talk food. For me, I just like to bring about 1 freeze-dried meal for every 12 hours I'm gonna be out. So generally that adds up to a freeze-dried breakfast and dinner every single day. I'll bring a mixture of trail mix, individual packets, and protein bars for snacks to keep me on the hike. So if you want to bring more freeze-dried meals, less, it's whatever you want to carry and however much space you have in your pack. I've generally found that a little bit less is more, but it's up to the individual. Additionally, if you're looking to up your freeze-dried meal game, ramen noodles. Super easy to cook, ton of salt, calories, flavor. Throw them into one of your Mountain House meals. Leave no trace. I always bring one Ziploc bag to carry trash, another Ziploc bag in case that one pierces through, just so I don't have, Mountain House juices leaking all over the inside of my food bag. And then last but not least, we want to make sure that we can eat these tasty freeze-dried meals with some modicum of decency. I always bring a collapsible fork. This is one of my favorite things that I own. Amazing addition to my setup. Next thing on the list is going to be just a few spare pairs of clothes and an extra warming layer if I need it. For the sake of weight and space on the trail, I keep it brutally simple. Extra pair of underwear, extra pair of wool socks, a beanie, and then a quick wool long john top that I can throw in once I get to the campsite. Otherwise, you're wearing what you're bringing out and you're drying it out at night. Now let's get into the fun stuff. All the cool gizmos that you bought at REI on their sale day. One thing I never leave without, a good rain jacket. Waterproof, bright green, so it's easier for rescuers to find me. I just keep it on the outside of my pack. That way, if I need to throw in a layer real quick, or I get caught in a surprise rainstorm, it's right there. Next is going to be an inflatable pillow. This is not some glamping luxury thing. This genuinely helps you sleep at night. And the better you sleep, the more your body's able to recover after a long day on the trail, the more acute your brain's going to be for making tough decisions out in the wilderness. Weighs almost nothing, takes up almost no space. Could not recommend bringing it more. Small toiletry bag that includes toothpaste, toothbrush, and a small titanium trowel. Toilet paper, for obvious reasons. Always bring a physical map of wherever you're going. I know you have the latest $1,500 Garmin. When things go sideways, you want something that you can just pull open and look at. Next, I always bring a first aid kit. And here, I've just got some Band-Aids, disinfectant wipe, basics of a blister kit, and I keep a tourniquet just in case something absolutely crazy happens. Got a field journal, mechanical pencil, just in case I want to take any notes on anything I saw, best practices, or just reflect after a long day in the woods. And then for my final accessories, I'll bring a Leatherman multi-tool, some electrical tape, and a headlamp. That's what I bring on a 1 to 3 day backpacking trip. Comes out to about 25 pounds total. If there's anything you'd add or you think I missed, please just let me know.